Yo, what's good, guys? I'm Darren, and I'll be sharing my stories, my experiences, my views, and my thoughts on a range of topics from music to sports to food and a bunch of other stuff. This is the show about anything and everything for anyone and everyone. This is the N1 Podcast. Let's go! What's up, guys? Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the N1 Podcast. I'm your host, Darren, and today I'll be talking about squats, bench press, and deadlifts. S.B.Ds, as I like to call them. And I'll be talking about those three lists in terms of strength training. And, in this episode, I'll be talking about failure. I'll also be talking about maxes and maxing out. Reaching that 1 rep max, and I'll also be giving you guys what I am currently doing in terms of training or in terms of reaching new 1 rep maxes. Alright, now failure. Failure is so common and everything that we do nowadays, and it's something that a lot of us shy away from, and I am no exception to failure. Hey, I'm like any average ordinary guy out there, and I fail at a lot of the things that I do, and I still do till this day. It's not something that I'll sugarcoat or hide from you guys. Alright, and now I want to start by taking a look at some of my failed attempts. Alright, so firstly, let's take a look at my failed attempt at an 85 kilo squat. Alright, so as you guys could see, I didn't manage to go down. I had the bar on my back and I stepped back. I took my usual squat cues, like the breathing in, the sticking your chest out and everything. I looked ready to go, but I didn't really get the job done. And just a lot of things were going through my mind right before the lift, right? So stuff like, shit, this is heavy. Should I go down? What if I can't come back up? And so it's because of stuff like that, I'd even attempt even a half squat, right? Alright. And now let's take a look at my failed attempt at a 140 kilo deadlift. Alright. So as you guys could see, again, for me, on this lift, I wasn't mentally focused. I wasn't mentally, prepared, and I didn't really fully commit to the lift, and hence I didn't even manage to lift the bar past my knees, and hence the failed attempt. Right now, as much as I want to show you guys my successes, my maxes, I feel that it is as important to show you guys my failed attempts, and in that sense, I want to talk about failure, and that it is not something to shy away from. It is not something to be afraid of, right? I know failure is something. It's a hard thing to. It's a hard situation to experience, right? And I am no exception. Like I said, I fail in many other things that I do, even now, right? Now, I've been training in powerlifting or strength training now for about 2 to 3 years. And when I first started off, my lifts, or rather my strength, was weak as shit, right? And then, my squats, my bench, and my deadlifts, were always so constant, as in I was always lifting a constant weight for the longest amount of time. I never really added any more weight, and I never really pushed for a new 1 rep max, and hence I never got stronger. Right? How ironic. In powerlifting and strength training, I couldn't get stronger, right? And I'm training for strength here. Hello, right? And there are a couple of reasons, a couple of factors that played a role in it. I think one of the most obvious ones was the inconsistent training. And I know it's so cliche to say, but consistency is key. And it is not something that should be taken lightly, especially in training or in terms of reaching a goal, right? And I was always afraid to add more weight. I was afraid to drop the bar. I was afraid of people judging me. I was afraid of I saw it as a sort of a sign of weakness, right? And I never really took my strength training to the next level, to the level that I was truly capable of. And we all have that the inner beast inside of us, right? And it just takes something to unleash that. Okay, and for me, as much as it was about strength and my training, I felt that a lot of it had to do with my mentality, my mindset going into those lifts, right? And gradually I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to lift heavier. And now there's this Chinese saying, which is 失败是成功之母. Now correct me if I said that wrong, right, guys? But anyway, it means failure is the mother of success. Okay, which means failure sort of precedes the achievement of a success. And in order to achieve a success and achievement, in order to achieve that success, a person has to sort of fail or attempt to fail, to even learn from his mistakes, to make certain changes, the necessary changes and adjustments in order to sort of eventually succeed. Right? And for me personally, a lot had to change, and starting with more consistent training. Right? I had to cut out all the bullshit. I was young, right? I was lazy. There were times I didn't want to go to the gym. There were times where I just wanted to chill at home, and I always felt like, oh, I can train next week. And it was that sort of mindset that really sort of cost me my ability to really push for new maxes, right? And then I slowly realized that if I hadn't failed, or at least attempt to fail, I would never would I have known what I needed to tweak or change. It could have been my technique, my form. It could have been the way I was holding the bar. It could have been, maybe I was exerting unnecessary energy on something else before my lift, right? And it could have been something minor, like maybe the need for a belt or wrist straps or straps. It's stuff like that I realized how important failure was in order to eventually achieve what I set out to achieve. Alright. That brings me to my maxes. Alright. Now, sorry to bore you guys out with all the talk about failure in the start, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. And now that we got that out of the way, now we can get to the good stuff. Alright, now my maxes. These are my 1 rep maxes on my squats, bench press, and deadlifts. Alright, so now let's take a look at my bench press. Alright, so this is a 70 kilo bench. Alright, you guys could see how shaky I was, right? Now, I'll put it out there, my bench press is my weakest lift, and it still is to this day. And it's something that I'm still trying so hard to work on. And previously I was only ever able to bench 50 kilos, and I was only able to do that for like the longest, for a long time. And when I was finally able to put on 20 kilo weights aside on the bar, and plus the bar was 20, so when I was finally able to bench 60 for 6 to 8 reps, right, I was so happy because I finally moved on, and I finally was able to put the big plates, right? I like to call the 20 kilo plates the big guys, and I finally was able to do that, right? And after months of more consistent training and really sticking to the task, I finally got my 70 kilo 1 rep max. Alright, now moving on, let's take a look at my 130 kilo deadlift. Haha, alright, as you guys could see, I struggled on the lift, and I was shaking a little bit, but I did get it up. And that shit was really heavy, right? And it was something that I was quite happy with because my back didn't round as much. Previously when I used the deadlift, my back would always round quite a lot. So much so to the point that I sprained my back, and it caused me to miss training for about 1 to 2 weeks, and it really hurt a lot. Okay, guys, that's no joke, and it's not something to play with. Okay, and I was lying in bed for most of the time. I was always icing my back, trying to find new ways to quickly recover so that I could get back in the gym. And it's really not something to play around with. And form was so important. And I'm just so glad that I finally got the 130 kilo personal best for myself. Alright, now on to my squat. Alright, so now this is a 100 kilo squat. Alright, as you guys could see, it was by far my happiest lift. Alright, and it was for so many reasons. Now, squats was something that I've been training the most consistent for a long time, right? And when I was training more consistently for squats, I was only ever able to lift, I think my max was 80 kilos, and I was lifting that constant weight for so long. And as you guys saw in the earlier video, I failed at the 85 kilo attempt, right? And after weeks and months of inconsistent training, I decided that I really wanted to get stronger on my squats, and I really wanted to move on from that 80 kilos. Right, I was done with that, and I really made the conscious effort, to put in more effort, to put in more consistent training. So I got back, and I really stuck to the task, right, and I really worked on my legs a lot. So I did a lot of accessory exercises like, say, front squats and lunges. I really built my leg up, and hence you guys could see I finally got my 100 kilo squats, and I was so happy to finally hit that 100 kilo mark on squats, right? Because in my mind, I always wanted to be able to squat 100 kilos, and that shit is really heavy. And I was just so happy that I finally hit that 100 kilo mark, and it is is the lift that I'm really most proud of, and like I said, I'm so happy. All right, moving on. Now, currently I am working on new 1 rep maxes. Okay, so for bench, like I said, it's still my weakest lift, right? And I'm constantly working on it, and I'm currently following a 6-week bench press program to increase my 1 rep max, right? And I think it's called the Kaizen program, right? And it involves a lot of accessory exercises. It includes a lot of percentages of your 1 rep max. It includes a lot of face pulls, a lot of rows, a lot of incline presses, a lot of shoulder presses. Really building up to your shoulders and back, and also a lot of tricep work, right? Also because the bench press really involves and incorporates a lot of those body parts and muscles, and I really hope to be able to increase my bench, and I hope this program works for me, at least, right? And for squats and deadlifts, as usual, I am continuously and will continue to work on those two lifts, as I have and always will. I have a set routine, and which includes a lot of like I said, accessory exercises to really build up the back and the legs. And hopefully I can achieve new 1 rep maxes, and hopefully I can show it to you guys soon. Give me a couple of months, guys. Also, I know, as you guys could see, my form wasn't the best. Okay, so I know, but if you guys could let me know what I could improve on in the comments, I'd appreciate that very much. Alright, now I just want to say one thing before we wrap up, and that is, I know some of you guys might have already heard this elsewhere, and I know it's very cliche and common, but I just want to say that no matter what you do, right, whether it's achieving a new goal, or a new 1 rep max, or okay, forget lifting, right? It might be achieving a new goal in terms of, maybe you want to bake a new cake, right? And all that trial and error you go through, or maybe even just a small project that you're working on, and you have an end goal in mind, right? And I just want to say that you can do it. Okay, I know what you guys might be thinking, right? It's like, who the hell is this guy? And you're right. I might be a nobody. I might just be some random guy, right? But I just want to say that I am one more person who believes in you, and I feel that right now a little faith in each other is really needed, right? And okay, like I said, I believe in you. You can do it, there are times you might not want to say get in the gym. There are times you won't want to train. There are times where you just want to give up, right? And there'll be a lot of times where you just want to chill and relax at home, right? Watch TV, watch Netflix or whatever. And trust me, I know that feeling very well. And I succumbed to that, or I used to do that a lot. And just want to say that just hang in there, right, guys? Really try to put your head down and really stick to the task. Work on your craft. And I'm telling you, the rewards, the achievements at the end is really well worth it. There's no better feeling. And like they say, it's about the journey, not the destination. And ultimately the journey that culminates from all the hard work, all the effort, all the time that you put in. It really results in something great at the end. And like I said, there's no better feeling than that. And I just want to say that you guys can do it. Hang in there. And I believe in you. And you can do it. Alright, so with that, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of the N1 podcast. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It doesn't matter whether you lift or not. If you decided to really sit through this episode, I'm so thankful that you did. Click that thumbs up button, give a like, and then I invite you guys to subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram for more updates on me and the N1 podcast. And let me know in the comments how your training is going. Are you training for strength? Are you training for bodybuilding? Let me know what your goal is, right? Are you training for 1 rep max? Are you training to achieve a certain body type? Say maybe you're cutting or going on a diet. If you just want to share anything that's related to what I just spoke about, just share. I really want to know what you guys think, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the N1 podcast. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.